to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all of these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? Rita, it's another fun Friday. All these extraordinary people. Darren, Ammo present. Of course, I think that worked. And you're here, Bella, as we explore the superpower of influence. Over to you.
Yes, Sean, we have people coming out of clown cars for the Texas Titans Champions of Wellness Heart of Influence with Darren and Ammo. And Sean, what is the Heart of Influence and what are we doing here?
So all business is built on relationships. And of course, all relationships, every single one, no matter what type, are built on shared experiences. So the question becomes, how do you create the most efficient shared experience imaginable to bring extraordinary, growth-driven, heart-centered, integrous people committed to mastery? That's what this is. Bella, who's here?
Sean, and we've got people here from my great nation of Texas, and we are starting out from Austin, Texas, from life-threatening heart failure to receiving life-saving transplant, a beacon of resilience and hope. Best-selling author and storyteller, inspiring thousands to embrace life's challenges with courage and gratitude. Dedicated to empowering others through keynotes, community outreach, and advocacy for organ donation. Let's welcome to the show, Frank Parisi.
How are you? Thank you for having me on.
Frank, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence. And Frank, Plato, the Greek philosopher, said, play a game with me for an hour, and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. We kick this game off with a fun fact. It could be a surprising moment, a shocking moment. It's a headline, not a story, team. Bella Verita's got the Chuck Barris Gong Show gong for stories. But the headline would look like something that would make us say, Frank,
no way.
So please, Frank, what's your headline fun fact?
My fun fact is I have a 19-year-old girl's heart in my chest keeping me alive as I speak to you guys.
Wow. That is a mic drop fun fact. 8,000 people, Frank, have been on the show. That is a whoa, Frank. And Frank, can I ask you a question? Where are you from originally?
The Lower East Side of Manhattan. Little Italy is where I grew up.
That's amazing. And any stops to New Jersey or straight to Texas?
No, Staten Island from Manhattan, then Texas. Yeah.
Because there's like a Parisi Speed School in New Jersey, I think. Is that?
No, it's not us. we were Parisi Bakery down on Mott Street.
Let's go. Richmond County Baseball Classic. My fun fact for today, Bell, in honor of Frank. We'll come back to that later. But Frank, so happy that you're here with us. That's an incredible story to have somebody else's heart beating your chest. Thank God you're here, and you're ready to have a little bit of fun today, Frank.
Oh, so much. I'm
Let's
so
go.
excited for this.
Bella, this is my people coming from the Northeast. Bella, come on.
And Sean, I don't know what you just did. It got closer to the mic or something because someone just put in the chat. It's really hard to hear Sean, and then all of a sudden, you got on boom, and now we can hear you much better. So I don't know what you did, but keep doing what you're doing. And next up from the great nation of Texas, Arlington, Texas, 20 years as a financial advisor and wealth strategist, shaped by early roles in large firms, now president of his own, managing member of a venture firm and partner in a logistics one, blending business acumen with deep commitment to serve, a respected voice in the industry, educating and uplifting others through mentorship, strategic planning, and financial literacy. Let's welcome to the show, Jason Adams.
Hello, Sean. How are you guys?
Jason, we are grateful for your presence, sir. And please, your fun fact.
Very good. My fun fact headline is, I can say the alphabet backwards in less than 4 seconds.
Let's go, brother.
Let's hear it.
You got it. You got a stopwatch? 4, 3, 2, 1. ZYXWVUT SRQPON MLK JHGFD CBA.
Jason, all has been inspired, brother. All has been inspired.
It always impresses my kids and their friends too. I got a photographic memory, so I'll stop with the backstory, but yeah, that's my fun fact.
Yeah, Jason, that would impress like a billionaire. That is super cool. Anybody would be impressed by that. Awesome. All inspired. Bella, let's do it.
I'm just saying we got some inspiring people from Texas today, but our next guest from Cheyenne, Wyoming, a Wyoming senator, attorney for 25 years, the only state legislator to receive President Trump's endorsement in 2024, built and sold a successful investment firm early on, drilled over 1,000 wells, providing clean water to those in need around the globe, launching a foundation to help families and educators instill a biblical worldview in America's youth with God as a source of rights, not government. Let's welcome to the show, Darren Smith.
Darren, thank you for being present. Appreciate you coming from the great state of Wyoming. Bella, let's go with a Wyoming fun fact as well. We'll go Richmond County and that when I come up later. And please, Darren, your fun fact.
Well, first, just a small correction. We're like a little Texas, so everything is bigger and better in Texas. But so Wyoming is a little Texas. So
okay.
Things are pretty big and great here. But my fun fact is this: I'm the loudest clacker in the world. You know, I was a wrestler in college, wanted to be a national champ, and wasn't in the cards for me. But no, so I can clack louder than anybody. You know what a clack is?
What's a clack? Like the
Well,
clacker?
You might want to turn your volume down when I do this. I'll just, I won't even do it that loud.
Let's go.
I can go louder than that. So I'm the loudest.
Wow.
There you
It's
go.
not letting you do it. It's so loud.
So
You
Bella,
hear that?
what's a clacker?
I have no idea, but Zoom is like completely silencing the sound. I kid you not.
What is clacking? I don't know what it is, Darren.
Like, when you put your tongue to the top of your mouth and you go.
Oh, that's amazing.
I actually heard him do this on the phone, and I was astounded.
Yes.
And I put the phone from my ear.
So the world's loudest clacker. It's so loud that Zoom won't let it happen. Darren, thank you for that fun fact. And where did you wrestle in college?
The University of Wyoming, and I bring that up. I see that Ammo was a UFC guy, and plus, did anybody watch that upset at the NCAA tournament where the heavyweight from Oklahoma State defeated a guy that hadn't? I mean, he beat an Olympic champion. It was like a David Goliath moment.
Crazy. Yeah, and Darren, just to contextualize my listening, I was on a multiple-year state sectional championship wrestling team in high school. My high school coach was the winningest wrestling coach in the history of the state of New Jersey. So I am present to the dynamics, and I'm a big fan of college wrestling as well. So thank you for being here.
Awesome.
And yes, that is awesome. So I was a Division I college baseball player. I went that way, but I played baseball, football, and wrestled in high school. And wrestling is an unbelievable sport, of course. So thank you for that. It says a lot about you, as do all the things you've done in public service. Bella, we got some heart-centered impact players here. Who else is here?
We definitely have some heart-centered impact players, and boy, do I have a fun fact for later.
Stop it.
Next up, just wait, you guys. Next up from Dallas, Texas, an exceptional dream maker and strategic leader with a proven track record of unlocking exponential growth, creates powerful alliances across industries and geographics with a sharp eye for value creation and mutual wins, trusted advisor and highly integrity negotiator using business savvy with authentic relationship capital to move deals forward. Let's welcome to the show, John Kutrich.
You're the wrong person picture. You've got Rick Hoffman. There we go.
John, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence. I'm hearing the authenticity very clearly, and please, your fun fact.
Well, first of all, for you wrestlers, I went to a school in Ohio called St. Edward High School. So
I know St. Edwards.
So if you know them, I played hockey and football for them, but big wrestling school. So I hear you guys talking about wrestling. So if you know wrestling, you know my high school.
Yes, and St. Edwards, correct me if I'm wrong, has played Don Bosco from the great state of New Jersey in like national high school football matchups.
Correct.
Yeah, so that is.
So I graduated in '89 from there, to put it in perspective. So
Awesome.
my fun fact is I'm a musician. I play the piano. It's been my passion since I was 6 years old, and I create and compose and produce music, and that's my exit in life from my crazy day-to-day everyday job.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate it. What position did you play in football?
I was a quarterback.
Nice. Touchdowns being thrown here, Bella Vrita. Leadership present. Let's go.
Leadership is present, and I messed Danny up by accidentally skipping someone, so sorry about that, Danny. And we're going back to him from North Arlington, New Jersey. Disabled U.S. vet and internationally recognized podcast spotlight stories of resilience, recovery, and unstoppable personal growth. Thousands of listeners around the globe, a trusted platform of entrepreneurs, veterans, athletes, and thought leaders inspiring others to rise with them. Sought after speaker, author, and mental health advocate. Let's welcome to the show, Rick Kaufman.
Rick, representing Northern New Jersey in the house. Warm welcome, and please, your fun fact, Rick.
Sean, hey, I'm representing Jersey boys, so I love to see a Jersey boy that did good. My fact is, I'm the only guy you're ever going to meet that got thrown out of the military for being a drug addict and alcoholic, got back in and won Soldier of the Year, and finished with over 24 years in the military.
Rick, thank you for your service to our nation. The ability to do things like this that we're doing today is because of heroes like you. Footnote, Bella Vrita's father was a 3-time combat tour veteran, 2 in Vietnam, 1 in Desert Storm. Present to it all, and much gratitude and warm welcome in the Heart of Influence.
Warm welcome, Rick, and thank you for your service. And what an incredible story of resilience. So welcome, Rick, to the Heart of Influence. And next up, from Dallas, Texas, founder and CEO of a cancer screening company, remaining early detection through science-driven, accessible solutions, health tech innovator blending cutting-edge diagnostics with a patent-first mission to transform global health outcomes, committed to making proactive cancer screening a standard practice worldwide. Let's welcome Sumit Rao.
And it's Sumit?
Yes.
Yes. Sumit, warm welcome, and please, your fun fact.
Thank you so much for having me. So, in terms of like something special, there was a law passed because of me. When I was in college, my best friend decided to run for student senate. I've never been very political. I wasn't interested in this. He asked me to run his campaign. I said no. He asked me again and again and again. I said, you know what? I'll help you. I went to UC Berkeley, which is in California, Northern California in Berkeley. And there's an intersection there on Telegraph and Bancroft that is the most major intersection on campus, where 70% of students will cross that intersection every day. Him and I decided one night that we're going to go out and write his name on that intersection on the street with his flyers and his ballot number and his absolute name. And it was like 40 feet by 30 feet. It took up the entire intersection. Because of that, he ended up on the front page of the school newspaper, resulting in him winning the election.
Nice.
The following year,
10 seconds left. We're in Storyland. 10 seconds.
Yep. Everyone thought it was a great idea, and so they tried to emulate it. And when they emulated it, there was so much duct tape and paper on the street that the city had to pass an ordinance banning taping that down.
Well, what I'm hearing is you're a disruptive innovator that impactfully influences humans for good, provided that was the right candidate. Am I hearing you correctly, Sumit?
Yes.
Let's go. Bella Rita, impact influence person. Let's go.
Impact influence is present. And next up from Dallas, Texas, a powerhouse attorney and strategist, has advised startups to Fortune 50 companies, played a lead role in 2.3 billion corporate acquisitions, helped national leadership roles with the American Bar, helping presidential appointments, empowering professionals, mentoring future leaders, and creating meaningful change in every space he enters. Let's welcome to the show, Andrew Roden.
Andrew, warm welcome to Darren Prince and James Amorosi's Heart of Influence. Very impressive background, sir, and your fun fact.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate the honor of being here today. Fun fact about me is I'm actually a retired college football coach and high school head coach. Did that over a decade, won countless number of championships, but the biggest honor is placing over 1,000 kids into college, and all of them have graduated.
Oh, wow. Dude, that is incredible. That is a tight fun fact of math and impact overall. And where did you coach coach football?
I was at West Virginia when Rich Rodriguez was the head coach the first time going around. I've served at Hampton University under Joe Taylor, Hall of Fame coach, and as a high school head coach in South Florida area at MacArthur High School, where turned around a 0-19 program to never having a losing season.
That's incredible. Congratulations. Leadership present, Bella Rita. Come on.
Leadership is definitely present. And speaking of leadership, from New York, a seasoned entrepreneur with over 25 years, including founding a private equity firm, driving growth for founders, valuing personal connections, and recognizing the unique contribution of each individual. Known for his relentless drive, transformed industries, and empowered countless businesses to achieve extraordinary success. Let's welcome to the show, James Amorosi.
Amo, welcome to your Heart of Influence impact player. This dude, growth-driven, heart-centered, integrous, committed to mastery human. And please, Amo, your fun fact.
Sean, Sean, this is going to get my head removed from my shoulders. But I'm going to tell you, everybody, something. Growing up in New Jersey and New York, you would think I would be a Giant fan. But in fact, since I've been 12 years old, I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh,
no, that's it. Yep.
Amo, I'm heartbroken.
Yes, Amo, yes.
And not
my father's turning in his grave. Trust me, my father's turning in his grave right now.
But Amo, it's not because I'm a Giant fan. In fact, I would root for the Cowboys very often against the Giants too, because I'm a Jet fan. But it's something much, much worse that Bella Rita might tell you all later. So just buckle your
I got two fun facts now.
Yes. Wait, and Amo may know this, but wait till all y'all hear this. Amo, love you, brother. And this dude is such an unbelievable leader in immense diversity. From the finance world to the martial arts world, he is a master of masters. So, Amo, shall we do the thing, sir?
Yes, thank you very much. Honored,
brother, as well. Bella,
and Sean, I think we've turned you into a Texan on this show because you are now saying y'all.
Yes, I am. I'm imitating Bella Rita. Yes, let's go.
Yes. Next up, of course, from Los Angeles, California, international best-selling author and agent representing icons like Magic Johnson, Hulk Hogan, David Goggins, and the late Muhammad Ali, and Joe Frazier, just to name a few. Negotiating over $750 million in marketing deals over 30 years, 16 years sober, a global advocate for addiction recovery, dedicated to giving back, believing in the power of second chances, and improving lives through partnership with treatment centers and mental health initiatives. Let's welcome to the show, Darren Prince.
An influence with the most influential. That's what this man represents, with the deepest, most profound level of consciousness and heart, and so much more. A master of masters, Mr. Darren Prince. It's always an honor, sir. And warm welcome to your Heart of Influence. And please, Darren, what's on your heart and mind for today?
Thanks for having me. Unfortunately, I have to jump in a couple minutes as I advised Andrew I have a conflict, but a pleasure to be on here and honor with everybody else. So I guess fun fact, I'm thinking maybe when I knew my freshman year in college, I was dropping out and I wasn't good enough to further my baseball career, even though I made it as a walk-on. I wanted to represent athletes and celebrities, and not realizing God's plan was through that industry 14 years later, I would find recovery and be able to help people and serve others through what I built for my agency, which has been the biggest blessing of my life for those that are struggling with mental health and substance abuse, and having my own 501c3, the Aiming High Foundation, to scholarship those in need.
And Darren, I know you have a conflict and have to hop in a moment, but would you mind like a 60-second version for everyone on two of the most iconic figures in United States sports history, and also in many ways symbolic of the division of our nation? We're at a time of great divide, but we're also in a time of great divide in the early 1970s in the Vietnam era. And the symbols of that in many ways were Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali. You were at the core of their reunification. And what was that like? What did that mean for you? Please, Darren.
So in 2002 at NBA All-Star Game weekend, I already had a relationship with Joe and Muhammad for about 7 years. And the feud that everybody saw in the media and public, it was real. There was a lot of, hatred and animosity. And after working on for 7 years, I was able to, with the help of Ali's team and the perfect timing for Joe, All-Star Weekend in 2002 was in Philly, Joe's hometown, and we got to have an incredible dinner with Muhammad in his suite, where I saw these two kings of kings hug, embrace, cry with each other, apologize to one another, and just such an incredibly special moment in my life and my career. But little did I know, the next day, the NBA, they kind of played a little trick on us. They knew that Joe was in the lobby of that hotel, and they called me up and asked me, would it be okay to sit Joe near Muhammad courtside at the All-Star game? So I thought, maybe it'd be 4 or 5 seats. And Joe and I walk in with security escorting us to our seats, and we were in seat 3 and 4. And then the chants start for Ali, and Muhammad was in 1 and 2 with his best friend Howard Bingham, and I had to jump out of my third seat, give Joe the third spot, so I'm to his left, and Muhammad and him are now sitting together and on the world stage in front of 1 billion people or more, and to be able to hear all those conversations and be a part of it was just an incredible moment. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now that they both would have been incredibly disappointed with and vocal about, and I was just blessed to have them in my life for 16 years. And also I got to work, he recently passed away. I did a bunch of projects with George Foreman. He was another one. We'll never see another era like it, Sean, as you know, the golden era of heavyweights with those 3 kings.
Yeah, and thank you for what you did for the world in that, Darren. And I mean that with all my heart. And thank you for all that you bring to the space.
Thanks, guys. And then hopefully I can connect with everybody, in the future. I love seeing my brother Amo on here every time, and especially Frank Parisi making a cameo this week, because he's one of my spiritual brothers still. And much love, Bella and Andrea too.
Thank you, Darren.
Love you, brother.
Thank you, Darren.
I love you, Darren.
All right, let's
I
rock.
think
Thanks,
Darren, you
guys.
should
God
stick
bless.
around though for the fun facts if you have time.
He's got to
Because I got
No.
some good fan facts you might not want to miss. But if
Yeah.
you got to go, I understand.
He's got to go.
Yeah,
So
we'll
thank you for
catch you
attending.
on the next one.
All right,
Amen.
bye,
Much love,
Darren.
guys. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care, buddy.
Okay. So Belle of Rita, we are definitely running behind the clock. I want to thank Andrea Catania, who's taken 200 companies public in 7 different ways that you possibly can. For Andrea being here, rocking the things. Andrea, we're going to keep rolling forward. Thank you for bringing everybody together. This would not be here today without Andrea, of course, but we're going to roll. So Belle of Rita, I want to introduce you. This woman who's doing the introducing, started her career in the space of influence, selling crafts on her parents' front lawn as an 8-year-old. She progressed to being a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing by the age of 19. Yeah, teenager network marketing, $1 million bucks, crazy. 24, 25, 26 years old, Belle of Rita is becoming Nevada's #1 business broker, three-peating at it like Michael Jordan, except in business brokerage instead of hoops. She was the youngest person ever to do it, 24 years old, male or female, and first woman ever to do it at all, let alone 3 straight times. Trainer of Fortune 500 companies and entrepreneurs, skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions imaginable. She's also raised $10 million bucks for charity, 2-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to Darren and Amo's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, the one, the only, Bella Rita! Miss Belle of Rita, please, your fun fact.
Yes, I do have 2 fun facts, and one, my first fun fact is you did hear about Sean's sports acumen, his wrestling career, most wrestling coach, but he lost one very important wrestling match of his life, and that was to yours truly. Yes, I out wrestled Sean Callagy on Necker Island. That is a true fun fact. He has lost wrestling to me, lost to a girl. That's fun fact number 1. And fun fact number 2, y'all know that I am from Texas. I come from a long line of Cowboy fans, so much and so that Amo, my mother, has a Dallas Cowboy tramp stamp. Yes, that is how much how much a fan my mother is, and that is a true story as well. Those are my 2 fun facts for today.
I love it. I love it.
That is, I am turning purple and nauseous simultaneously.
Yes, I don't know if you can call it a tramp stamp on a 75-year-old woman, but that is where her tattoo is of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, and everyone, Amo and all. My only response to Bella's comment about the Necker Island wrestling match is, I may have lost the battle, but won the war. Thank you, Bella Rita. Yes.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yes. So shall we proceed, Bella Rita?
Yes. On that note, let me introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He is only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around, speaking on stages of Fortune 50 companies, the Fortune 500 companies, he is an incredible philanthropist that has raised nearly $10 million for charities in just the last 2 years. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Sean Callagy.
Thank you, Bella. I thank Darren, Amo, Andrea, yourself, Bella, and everybody for being here. And I had a couple of fun facts, Bella, that I was talking about. One, I guess, is this. So I've had the blessing and privilege, as many of you have, for some extraordinary inspirational moments, but we're talking Staten Island, and my son, as a 12-year-old, got a walk-off tournament-winning hit in a team that was above his genetic pay grade to ever have made in the first place, but he worked so hard to be there. Walk-off tournament-winning hit. So one of the most inspirational moments of my life was seeing my son's resiliency in Richmond County. And Bella, my second fun fact was going to be, did you catch a note on that? Was it? I don't remember.
Wyoming,
yes. So in addition, from the great state of Wyoming, I have never been more moved, I think aspirationally, to see a bunch of things that look like bushes when I could still see because I'm blind now. And what they were elk. It was crazy. Landing in an airport and coming out in Wyoming and then passing a man who had a profound impact on my life go to Jackson Hole. And that person was the man who wrote How to Argue and Win Every Time, that taught me that influence was an actual thing. I didn't even see it that way. The one and only Jerry Spence. So Wyoming is a profound place in my heart and my soul. Jerry Spence, the access vector, an indispensable link in the chain to the heart of influence, was that man, the great attorney from Wyoming, passed his office a number of times, deep impact player, of course, and the great Jackson Hole. Be careful of Corbett's Coular coming off the top bill of Rita, and let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll, Sean. And how about if only that book could help you win arguments against me? I'm not so sure it helped you there.
Yeah, Ammo, very bad morning. Very bad morning. This morning. Yes, very bad. It was very,
I can see
very
that.
bad. Yes. So yeah.
It all turned out all right. But let's kick it off with Frank.
The statement, Emma, was prepare me or fire me. Prepare me or fire me. Well, it was like her getting yelled at. So Bella, yes, she was prepared and she did it. So let's go.
Yes. So and here we are. Let's kick it off with Frank, Sean.
Yes. So Frank, we are exploring what it looks like when yes should happen between human beings, because we are certain that the greatest superpower that human beings can acquire, meaning the greatest differential from one human to another, is not in bench pressing, it's not in running sprints, it's not even in wealth, it's in influence. And so what happens though when pitching, hooking, closing is at its finish line, which is kind of like yuck in the first place, but when true influence must take place. So 8,000 people have been here, Frank. This is what we're doing, the Research and Development Laboratory, to make greater things happen in the world. To illustrate this, Bella's going to be anybody you'd like her to be, Frank. She could be an ideal philanthropic partner. She could be potentially a business client or strategic partnership. Heck, she could be somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey or Warren Buffett, anyone in the world. Footnote, it doesn't have to be a yes in sales. It could be a leadership yes, a management yes, a recruitment yes, a fundraising yes, for profit, not for profit, any type of yes that would matter. Of course, it could be in a sales context, but Bella, it doesn't have to say yes for money. It could just be a yes for a longer conversation. This is about substance over form. So Frank, please, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes with?
Well, I was talking with Andrea about I would like to do more speaking. I'd like to share my journey and my resilience with the world and my mindset. So I would like to, I guess, role play with, getting speaking engagements.
Cool. So Bella, you have the keys to a stage, and take us in.
All right. Hello, this is Bella.
How you doing, Bella? Frank Parisi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm looking to get on more stages to share my journey. I'm a heart transplant survivor, and I had a near-death experience, and I've been through a lot in my life, and I have a message of hope and resilience, which creates belief, and belief changes the world. And I believe that my story could change the world if you give me an opportunity to get on that stage and show you what I can do.
Oh, I definitely believe you for sure. And so tell me a little bit about, your story, your resilience, and what kind of stages you're looking for.
Well, my story is my story is I grew up in the Lower East Side, a little different than most. I grew up in organized crime, so I had to unlearn a lot of the things that I did learn, and I got to keep a lot of the things that I felt valuable. But I believe that I'm the one in my family to create a new paradigm shift for my future generations. Through the process of how I grew up, I became addicted to opiates and followed suit in that life because we're programmed from 0 to 8 of our environment and beliefs that aren't even ours and traumas. And here I am, this pure little spirit, and we come out like this. And what happens is when we don't get what we need, 0 to 8, kind of go like that. And now I'm forced to go operate in this system that's really shooken up. So through recovery, I got to find a whole new paradigm shift, and I got to have an experience with a higher power, and I got to get into personal development and recovery and God and service of others. And I developed a new human being. as a result of that. And then January of 2023, about 12 years of sobriety, I develop a cough and I go to 4 different specialists and no one knows what's wrong with me. I finally, I'm going to get into the story what you hear. In February, I start to feel the cough's getting worse, and I went to see 2 primary care physicians who said I had allergies. The allergies persisted, and I was starting to feel like I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to be part of Earth anymore. And I made an appointment with a medium to see my dad in February, which was not, I couldn't see her until May 18th.
Wow. So,
So,
Frank, unfortunately, I have like 15 seconds left. I want to sit here and talk to you all day because I'm so intrigued. But I definitely want to set up a longer meeting. But just I'm gonna have to go in the next couple seconds. So anything that you want to finish that I definitely should know before our next meeting.
yes, I developed the most savage mindset, and I'm able to help anybody do the same thing. If you go and check, you will be able to see. I documented the whole thing. I had an out-of-body experience. I came back in. I served in the darkest of times in that ICU unit. They got me a Superman cape, and I was walking 5 miles serving in the darkest of times because that's the man that I developed. So you could go on and check all that. In the darkest of times, I served and I was the light in the darkest of times. And whenever you're going through the hardest times, you have to ask yourself these 2 questions. What's the gift in what I'm going through? And what am I going to become because of it? And I wrote a book and I became a best-selling author in the darkest of times in 3 countries.
Awesome. Appreciate that a ton. Awe is present.
Yep.
We're going to get to the feedbackers in a minute. Beautiful work. Frank and Bella, who's following up Frank?
Following up Frank is Jason.
Jason, please, who would you like Bella Verita to be?
Can you explain this scenario again to me? I'm not quite fully understanding what you want me
Jason,
to.
Yep. So in the world, we all create yes. In our leadership, in our management, in our marketing, selling, fundraising, recruitment, all the beautiful things, everything happens after human beings create yes with each other. So we just illustrate in this like fun think tank and get to know each other how you go about creating yes. So to illustrate that, whatever is a yes that would be relevant for you, Jason, it could be an ideal client, it could be a strategic partnership situation, a fundraising for charity situation, anything that would be relevant for you to create a yes. And again, the yes could just be that you're creating a longer meeting. So the simple question is, what will be a valuable yes that you create, and either with an avatar or with a specific person? Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So who would you like Bella to be?
I think that ideal prospect.
Okay. And what's an ideal prospect for you, Jason?
So for me, someone that's between the ages of 50 and 60, 5 with $1.5 million in their IRA.
Awesome. Bella, you're half that age, of course, dear, between 50 and 60, but let's pretend you're double your age and got $1.5 million in that IRA. Ready?
I am ready. Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Not bad, not bad. Hey, just wanted to have a conversation with you. I know we have had a few previous conversations, but one of the things that I typically do for clients who are looking at their own portfolios and wanting to know, okay, how could I potentially do better, or how do I maximize the money that I've got saved, or if I'm utilizing all of the tools that are available to me. One of the things that I lead off with in talking to folks is, when's the last time you looked at your portfolio and did a deep dive into what sort of performance metrics you had over the last 5 to 6 years? Because in our firm, we oftentimes say we can double your 401k to an 802k in that time frame.
Wow. It's interesting that we're having this conversation now, because it is something that I've been thinking about. I looked over things at the end of last year and thought there's got to be ways that I could be doing better, that I could do more. There's got to be some, other things that I could do. And so, the timing is quite paramount that we're having the conversation now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when we get into these types of conversations, oftentimes I hear, you know what, I don't have anyone that's in my corner. I don't know when the last time I've looked at my accounts, or the last time I've talked to my advisor, if you have one. And that's really the ask of you today is, when's the last time you looked at your portfolio and have you had a meaningful conversation with someone, or you do it yourself? Because that's what we do. We are in your corner, and our interests are aligned in that aspect. Meaning that as an advisor, we would love for our clients' portfolios to double just as much as we would. So the ask is, what's a time on your schedule that you would like to sit down with us and take a deep dive and review kind of what you're doing? The portfolio advice you're receiving now may be present. It may be good, maybe bad, maybe indifferent, but our goal is to come alongside you and really evaluate what your goals and objectives are, and put you in a better position for the next 5 or 10 years when you're in growth mode. And then ultimately, when you come to retire, we talk a lot about the income model and how do you go from turning away that employment paycheck and walking away from making money to actually having your money work for you.
Yeah, definitely. It is, as I mentioned, I started looking at things last year because my financial planner is, looking to retire. I don't trust, his subsidiary. So I'm definitely looking to have different conversations with different people. So maybe we could have that conversation next week and see where we could go.
That would be fantastic. I'll send you over an email and we can get you on my calendar.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you, Jason.
So much work. Jason, Frank, Bella, the feedbackers, please.
The feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either Frank or Jason, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little scoring system. Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Frank or Jason? I don't think anybody's going to want a root canal on a Friday. We all got busy plans this weekend. So maybe that next step is a little mocha chocolate and a little croissant from Starbucks for a little bit longer of a meeting. But if that's not enough time, you would rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, getting the seafood tower and the nice juicy steak. Unless you're a vegan, of course, maybe you're having salad and French fries, but you're not going to skip out on dessert because you definitely want to have enough time to connect with Jason or Frank. But if that's still not enough time, then you would rent a private jet. Of course, pick up the damn Darren and Ammo because they did invite you here, and then fly anywhere in the world to have the longest possible meeting with Jason or Frank. So let's kick it off with Darren. And Darren, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank, please?
For Frank, okay. Frank, I love what you had to say about belief changes the world. Thought that was great. It was a great lead in. It's a good word picture. You said you had a troubled past. I'd get through that a little faster and then talk about getting to your recovery. I love what you said. You said that people are programmed between the ages of 0 and 8, and actually worldview is set in stone by the time somebody turns 13. Set in stone. That's why there's a battle for the hearts and minds of children. But I thought I thought you had me. I wanted to know what your next thing was that you were doing, how you got to your book. But looks like I'm out of time. Am I out of time, Bella? Rita?
Yes. And what would your follow-up step though be? Would it be a cup of coffee, maybe long enough for dinner, something even longer? What do you got, Darren?
Yeah, I mean, either a cup of coffee or dinner to hear your story. It's fascinating, right? And actually 2023 was not that long ago. So you have a new heart from just a little over 2 years ago. So very intriguing.
18 months.
Yeah.
Cool. So Darren, thank you for that. Bella, we got some maybe some caffeine and some meat and food at the Cap Grill. Let's go.
Little caffeine and filet. That's how we roll. Next up, let's go, Rick. Rick, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jason, please?
Well, as somebody that is in that same situation that we're talking about right now, it really hit home. I think that I would love to have him fly to New Jersey. Let's go hit a Yankees game. Let's hang out and have some fun, because I find that most deals are either being made on the court, on the golf course, or in stands like Yankee Stadium. So I think I love your pitch, and I would definitely go for your pitch.
All right, we're going to a Yankee game, Bella Verita. I'm a Met fan, but we could deal with that. Let's go.
We could deal with it. Next up, let's go, Andrew. Andrew, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank, please?
I'll definitely say with Frank, I felt that passion hit me, because one of the key things that you want when you hear a speaker is you want somebody that's passionate and can engage with the crowd. And definitely in the adversity that you have come through, it can hit home with so many people, because you just never know. You can walk outside the house right now, something bad can happen to you. So I think that story can resonate with so many people across the country that just keep telling your story, brother. People will resonate to you from your passion. So just make sure when you come out with your story that you make sure you hook them to what you're trying to achieve, because you will definitely make change on this earth by telling that story.
Thank you for that, Andrew. And enough to have a cup of coffee, a meal, or maybe something longer.
Hey, I'd love to have him on stage, to be honest with you.
Let's
I would
go.
love for
There you
him
go.
to really speak to some young people who realize sometimes living on the edge that tomorrow could be our last day. So truly take advantage of life that we've been blessed with and follow through with it.
Love it. Thank you for that, Andrew. Bella Verita.
Thank you for that, Andrew. And let's go, John. John, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jason?
Okay, so this will go for both of them, and this is kind of how I operate when I meet somebody for the first time. And I love this, Frank. I love your story. When I'm meeting somebody, whether it's Jason or a guy like Frank, I don't care what's up in here. I always want to know what's in here first before I can get up to here, because if I can't get past here, meaning what's in your heart, where you're from your background, there's no point, and we're not aligned here, then there's no point of me going here. So Frank did touch on that, which touched me. Jason obviously knows what he's doing in his field, but I still want to know before I give my money over to him. I want to know what's in here before we go to here.
Beautiful.
That makes sense.
Well, thank you for that, John, for sure. So extra cup of coffee, like what's next?
For what would be next for me would be 100% meeting face to face, sitting down, and going through the checking the boxes process that I have that's worked for me over the course of the past 30 years. So yes.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, John. Bella.
Let's go, Sumit. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Frank, please?
I think a lot of it is about building relationships. And I think, all of you are competent, and all of you know what you're doing, and all of you know your fields, and that comes across very clear. But I think I would step back for a second, kind of to John's point, and sort of, build that rapport first. I think build that trust, and I think that matters more than even your competence. Competence can be hired. Trust can't be bought.
Very nice. I like that. Confidence can be hired. Trust can't be bought. Bella Verita, come on.
Let's go, Ammo. Ammo, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Jason, please?
Okay. So I'm still a little locked up on what John said about the heart thing, because I function on that at this point, believe it or not. My private equity, I look at people's minds and their heart before I do any deals with them. But that being said, I happen to know Frankie personally, and it's not that long ago that I met him, so he touches my heart, literally. Jason, very impactful approach for me personally. Your approach. You touch on a few heartstring components to investing that I felt, and I feel like that's critical with people who invest in my fund in anything. Right? People are going to give you their money. They got to know they can trust you, and I think your approach to getting Bella to do that was powerful, and you touched on some follow-up components that I think would bring comfort and confidence in someone to potentially give you their money. So I thought it was a great approach, and I really enjoyed it.
Awesome, Ammo. Well, thank you for that, brother, for sure. Heart-centered trust, radar detector, Ammo is. Now, Ammo, you know that Bella's a bit feisty. So please, Ammo, I'm a little tired today. Take it easy on me, please. Bella of Rita. Let's go. Let's go, Bella.
Ammo, as you know, and everyone, this is the time in the show that I get to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about because I cooked them up as the show has been going on. You may have noticed. Ultimately, Ammo, I have 3 scenarios for you to choose from. You can choose any one of my scenarios. You can change anything about my scenarios, or you can scrap them all together and come up with something much, much harder on your own. You might have a hard time today doing that. You ready to hear what I got for today?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So option number 1, I am probably going to totally mess up his name, but he took leadership of the Gotti family after the Gotti era, the Gambino crime family in New York, Demencio, known as the Italian Dom. So option number 1 is Sean would role play Frank, going from hello to yes with the Italian Dom to come in and do a speaking engagement to the Gambino crime family on Heart Center, his journey, and making better choices in life. So that is option number 1 I got for you, Ammo. Option number 2 is I was reading that ZZ Top is still out there performing, and sometimes they're looking for musicians to fill in. So I thought option number 2 is Sean could play John, going from hello to yes with the member of ZZ Top to fill in a music instrument where needed, and go on tour with them. They've got some upcoming dates here in April. So that would be option number 2. And then option number 3, since I too am a Dallas Cowboy fan, I thought number 3 is Sean could role play Jason, going from hello to yes with Troy Aikman, the former love of my life, to go from hello to yes with him, to go through his finances and become his new financial advisor. So, Ammo, those are the options I got for you today. Any of those tickle your fancy, or you think you got something harder you can come up with?
Let me tell you something. Darren and we chatted for like an hour after the last show. And I said to Darren, these are my exact words. I go, Darren, do you think they're eating mushrooms to come up with these ideas? Because I have never, they were so, but I mean that in a positive. Those scenarios last week, Bella, I was so blown away. I spoke to Andrea after the show. I go, Andrea, who the hell comes up with these things? That was off the chart. Like I'm talking top-notch professional level, Netflix would have paid for those just to make movies on those titles. You know what I mean? So again, you've trumped yourself. Okay. I'm trying to get away from this look. Okay. I can't lie to someone and say I'm not Italian because they would know. I mean, there's no way I can, I walk into a place they're the Italians here, right? So I really wanted to shift Jason and do the Dallas thing, but I really can't. I can't take away the temptation I have I grew up around all gangsters. My uncle was a wise guy. I gotta have Frankie play Sean do the Gotti thing with Frank. And I wouldn't mind put a little Sammy the Bull twist onto Frank because he kind of reminds me of him a little bit. So
we used to walk my mother home.
That's right.
Grew up 2 blocks from the Ravenite.
That's it.
Unbelievable.
So Frank,
Yep.
so Emma, let me ask you this: do you want Frank to play the Italian Dom, or do you want so Sean will play Frank? Do you want Frank to play the Italian Dom, or do you want somebody else to play the role of the Italian Dom?
Oh man, let me tell you, you're getting me too riled up here. I might have to bifurcate this in the sense of,
Oh my God.
this is going to get deep. I would love to have Frank do it because he is the original Don. Okay. He's it. He grew up in this like I did, but I would also love to have someone who is so not Italian play that role.
Yeah.
And I think that would really be I would take an Andrew or a Summit or Darren. One of you guys can do this. I would love for you to play another, maybe his confidant or his consigliere, You know what I mean? You know, he can use you as an advisor to
I
this.
feel like, and I don't know if Andrew went off camera for a second. I don't know if Andrew stepped away because I do
Yeah,
feel
I'm still here.
okay. And I feel like Andrew would make, like, he's just stern. I feel like he'd make a really good mob boss.
Yeah.
So Andrew, are you up for playing the role of the Italian Dom who took leadership in the Gotti era for the after the Gotti era in the Gambino family? Are you up for this role?
Oh yeah, definitely. And sorry, my camera has gone off for some reason. Not sure.
I was gonna say we'd love to see you during this. I got to see the expressions on your face. Being Italian, I can't talk without my hands. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Trying
That's
to get
right.
that fixed now.
So, Bill, what's the name of the person, though? The actual name of the person?
So Domenico.
Domenzio.
Domenzio, and then the last name is Cefalu.
CEF.
Cafello. Cafello. Like Cafone, Cafello.
Fellow.
It's definitely Italian.
Okay.
And Andrew's back
All right.
on screen there too.
All right, so Bella, first of all, I have been told repeatedly, continuously in the Heart of Influence and Integrity that I am the only love of your life. What is this Troy Aikman nonsense?
That was in a virtual reality. You know, my mother does have a tattoo. So, you know, we might have had a love for Troy Aikman together in the 80s. That could have been a thing.
But then you met me. But
And then I
you
met you. Then I
Thank
met
you.
you.
Okay. Yeah,
And I
so-
only have
Sean-
one love of my life now.
Yes.
Sean, you
So-
were tired. You were tired until you heard that. You came
Yes,
back
I
awfully
was.
strong.
Well,
You did about 50.
well,
You did about 50 push-ups and came back ready to rock and roll.
I'm gonna choke out Troy Aikman. All right, so here we go. So, right, yep. So we're going with Mr. Cefalu. Is that correct? I want to say it correctly.
Mhm.
The name. Okay. Mr.
Yeah, I think
Cefalu.
you're right.
Okay,
Cefello.
cool. Okay, so
And that's you, Andrew.
Yeah, and so we're talking
And
about
you just muted yourself. I
Yeah,
don't know.
we-
if you did.
Bella, we're talking about Frank giving.
Yes.
I'm Frank, and the
Yep.
outcome is going to be yes to giving some coaching, speaking to the crime family to move us more into the heart. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So, hi, is Mr. Cefalu there?
Yes, how's it going? It's a pleasure to meet all of you today.
Yeah. Well, this is just it's Frank that's here today, Mr. Cefalu. And how shall I refer to you? I know there's a number of different ways I want to speak with complete respect, sir. How shall I refer to you today?
Just call me Big Dom.
Big Dom. Well, thank you. It's an honor. And listen, I know how precious your time is, and I know who you are. I know you are. I just want you to know I know who you are, and I would be very, very happy and honored to know what gave me the honor and privilege, Big Dom, of this conversation. I'm super grateful. Seems a little different that you have accepted this conversation, and please, I want to serve you. What's the prompt, the why behind it, sir?
I hear you have a rock star for me, a rock star that can make an impact and change for my business. And I hear you're that guy that can make that happen. So let me see what you got here, you know?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And so, and I'm believing that what you want is you want to create revenues and you want to create positive impact in the community. Obviously, you're not going to take any nonsense, and you want to make sure people are loyal to you. Am I hearing that correctly, Big Dom?
Yes, loyalty is key. And of course, we always want to make an impact in all various ways in the community. So if you can make that happen, we'd love to see how that can be.
Yeah. So amazing. So from that place, can I share a couple of quick things, sir?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. So Big Dom, whatever type of business we're running in the world, what people want to know is that you can help them grow personally, professionally, and financially. If people can do those three things, then people are going to stay loyal and stay with you forever. Now, the personal growth part is often overlooked in certain businesses. I don't know if it is or not in yours, because people think it's silly. It's a joke. But even the toughest people in the world, they cry. They have awe that is inspired in their heart and their soul when they look at their children, when they see the ocean, the sunrise, the sunset. And inside of people is that. At the same time, we could feel like the softness of that. These are the greatest warriors in the world. There's a movie like 300 with King Leonidas, who's going to give his life for his people, who kicked people down the well, who told people at every conceivable level, you will not bring the heads of conquered kings to my steps. And then he looked to his wife for permission of what to do, not in weakness, but in power and partnership. So Big Dom, what my work in the world is, as somebody who has survived the darkest depths of it all, will be to bring to your team, your people, your family, a deeper and more profound connection, to bring back the oldest days of the beginnings of business, of all kinds of business, including yours, when loyalty, possibility, family, impact were at the epicenter of everything. So, Big Dom, I'm honored for this moment. I would do anything for you I could possibly do for the rest of my life. But if this resonates with you, sir, because I know it's a quick 3-minute interaction we've had, what I'd love to come down and to bring you in tribute is a conversation, to deliver you an incredible meal, and to explore whether or not I can serve you and impact things from your perspective with a little bit more detail. But I am certain I can make a difference, sir, to your team, your family. So Big Dom, how would it resonate with you to have a dinner anywhere you want? I'll send a car, I'll send a vehicle, or anything you want to have this conversation to see if we could bring this forward, sir.
We would definitely be greatly honored to have you meet with us. Definitely sounds like you'd be a true asset to our organization and taking us to that next step that we're trying to get to.
Well, I thank you, and I set that up with your assistant that set this meeting up for today, Joey.
Indeed.
Thank you. Big Dom, have a blessed day, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. You have a good day.
Thank you. Out of roll. Let's go. I'm going to come back, Andrew, in a second. Frank, how'd I do as you? Thank you. First of all, you did an incredible job in that participant seat. What I heard from you, Frank, is how intentionally you've developed a transformational system for people and how much you want to serve and give to people. It was screamingly came forward today, sir. Thank you for all of it. And how'd I do as you having a conversation with Big Dom?
That was amazing. I'm not gonna lie, that was phenomenal. I definitely learned some stuff from you right there.
Well, thank you. And what was your biggest takeaway, Frank?
Just how you presented everything to him, the way that you formatted it. You kind of put it in his court to make the decision. You didn't press anything. You added value through what you said to him. And you added value in his mind to be able to make a decision to have you come on in. You kind of closed the deal, through what you told him. It was amazing.
Thank you.
It was amazing. No, I actually recorded that. I know we'll probably get the recording of this, but I had to record that. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And Frank, I deeply appreciate it. This is the 20-year study of my life. Is how to cause yes when yes should happen, because Big Dom, of course, should bring you in. Of course he should. So Frank, thank you for everything you did today. Final. How was your experience on Darren Prince's and the amazing James Amorosi's Heart of Influence? How was your time today?
The best. First of all, Darren and Amo came from God into my life, and I loved them. They're my brothers and mentors, and this was just absolutely phenomenal. Just connecting with all of you on here. I definitely want to connect after this and follow up and build relationships.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you. Let's go, Andrew. Thanks for jumping in as the Big Dom. I am present to the power of your congruence, awe-inspiring tonality, vocal qualities, certainty, and heart present. No, not surprising. You've created so much success in your leadership and transformation. And please, Andrew, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence, and how'd I do as Frank?
It was a blessing. I appreciate the time from being able to experience so many great people in one place. I tell you, sometimes in the world of law, you don't get that experience. So I appreciate you all creating this space where people can have opportunity to make themselves better, because that's what we want to do is each and every day, make ourselves better, a better version of ourselves moving forward.
Cool. Appreciate that very, very much. And wonderful job, Andrew. Let's go, Darren. Thanks for kicking us off in the feedbacker seat. Appreciate that feedback. It's congruence, it's depth. And how was your time today, Darren, on the Heart of Influence with Amo and Darren?
Oh, I really have enjoyed this tremendously. I like how you said, how do we get to yes? And I found that the best relationships that I have, whether it's with my wife or people that I've worked with me, I always say, I want to tell you yes. How do I get there? And that's where, and I just that just really resonates with me. I just thank you for this time. A lot of great feedback from all you. I just wanted to tell Jason, you had 2 word pictures that really I thought were great. In that's a tough, by the way, getting past that first phone call in that field is tough, bro. And I thought your word picture, where you said, well, the most impactful was you need somebody in your corner. And anybody who's ever been in sports, you got to have somebody in your corner, man. You need somebody who has your back. Or you mafia guys, no offense, Ammo or Frank, right? But
I don't think there's actually any mafia guys here. But yes, Matthew
mafia,
except
right?
Bella.
Yeah.
Except Bella, she is a
That's right.
mob boss.
She's
Yes,
the original OG gangster.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
But that was a great word picture, because you need somebody in your corner. And then the other thing I wanted to add to that is you just said over that same time period, I think it was like 5 to 7 years, we can take your 401k to a 802k. And I thought that was just
awesome.
I just wanted, if I had a chance, I wanted to give you that feedback. But thank you guys very much. It's been
awesome.
Awesome.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Rick, thank you for being here, for the impact that you provide coming from the county of Bergen. I believe North Arlington is in Bergen County, right? Is that Bergen or Hudson? Like, I know it's close.
It's Bergen County.
Yeah, amen. Let's go Bergen. I'm from Hudson originally, living in Bergen, grew up there. And Rick, your final on today. How was your experience on the Heart of Influence?
Well, I'm truly humbled and grateful just to be able to be in the room with you, gentlemen and ladies. Somebody that's an 8th grade dropout should not even be in the same room or on the same stage as you guys are. So it's been very humbling just to be invited and be able to spend time with you guys. So I'm truly humbled and grateful.
Well, Rick, all of us have had our moments and challenges, and then some. You certainly belong and did a beautiful job. Thank you, brother. Bella Rita, we had some other heart-centered, growth-driven, impactful humans here today.
We definitely do, Sean. And if it's okay with you, I'm going to turn it over to you to finish out the show because I got to jump to our next show and get a couple things prepared over there. If that's okay with you, I will turn it over to you and let you finish out. But just want to share what an incredible job, Jason, Frank, you both did in the participant seat. And it's not an easy seat. And the show is about connecting with each other. So definitely continue those relationships. And yes, the recording is available for everyone. And there's some gifts in the chat that Sean will talk about. But it was such an honor and a privilege to meet each one of you. And Sean, I'm going to turn it over to you. And I will see you momentarily on the next show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bella.
Awesome.
Thank
job,
you,
Bella.
Emma. Bye-bye.
So,
Arigato.
and I know, amen, brother. And I know we're running short. So, John, please, thank you so much for being here, being that feedbacker seat. How was your time with us today on Darren Ammo's Heart of Influence, John?
Sean, thank you very much. I had a great time. I did not know what to expect. It was short notice for me, but I definitely would love to connect with everybody here. I think we have a lot of interests in common and a lot of synergy. I'm a firm believer that God has a plan for our lives, and He puts people in our lives for a reason. And with that said, it's just that's all I can sum this. What am I, getting into? Who am I talking to? Without having the proper time to really deep dive on, and our time is everything. So I really appreciate being a part of this. I'd love to be to meet all you guys individually. The guys from Texas, we have a saying, I'm not from Texas, but we got here as fast as we could. So
thank you, John, for that.
So I got to go pick up my daughter from school. So I gotta bow out.
Go. Yeah. Thank you, John.
I appreciate y'all's time.
Nice meeting you, John. Pleasure.
And thank you. And Sumit, thank you. How was your time today? Beautiful work and your time in the Heart of Influence.
Sumit's on. You got to take you're still on mute, buddy. You got your he's still muted.
Still muted? Okay, let's go, Jason, then. Thank you for jumping that participant seat. Really beautiful job. I agree with Darren's feedback. Masterful for sure. And Jason, how was your time on the Heart of Influence today?
Hey, well, just first off, again, like everyone said, thank you so much for the opportunity just to be on here. Really great to connect with you guys. And my big takeaway, Sean, was just kind of your last discussion with Frank and Andrew about the role playing and really what that looks like. And as I was, just kind of thinking in my own terms of how I would get someone from hello to yes, you were saying to Andrew the things that anyone would want to hear from a person that they want to get a yes out of, right? Growth personally, professionally, financially, all those things you were saying. In my mind, I would say, yes, gosh, I want that. Yes, I want that. Yes, I want that. So I was just finding myself saying, yeah, God, those are the things that I want. Yes, let's take a deep dive. Let's have a cup of coffee. Let's hop on that plane. Let's go to the Yankee game, whatever. So really, really masterful work there. And big takeaway for me was that 3-minute discussion, you showcasing, what it should look like.
No, thank you, brother. Listen, Einstein said, make it as simple as possible, but not simpler. I can't solve a Rubik's Cube, but we have a very fun saying here at the Heart of Influence and Unblinded. It's all the same thing. Everything breaks down to super simple patterns. Every human being wants more. They either want more money first, or they have enough, and they want more time, freedom, duplication, scaling, or they have enough, then they want more magic. Whatever means the most to them in the world. Money, time, magic. Everybody wants more. And if you can understand what it is, that gap, how unacceptable or not it is, and support them in getting it, or have them certain, clear, at least highly believing that you're the bridge to getting it, then everything's a yes. And there's a science to that. Lots more to talk about, but it's a study of my life. And Jason, you did an outstanding job of doing what you did. So thank you for that, brother. We are super overtime. This is not normal. I thank you for the extra time. Anybody's going to hang. Ammo, always outstanding, brother. Your final, please, Ammo. Great job.
Sean, first of all, such an honor. I mean, I don't know how deeply everybody knows you, but I've gotten to know you on a deeper level over a short period of time, only less than 6 months, and he's like a brother to me. Sean is, I've been training martial arts 55 years. And I've lived in Japan. I lived all over the world. I've been around a lot of masters of masters. And I could tell you, when I met Sean, and I came in to meet Sean with a very cynical mind, just so you know, my partner, Darren. And I before I left his office, I fell in love with the guy. He takes mastery to a level that I can respect, because my whole life is focused on mastery, excellence in mastery in life, right? And Sean puts this little community right here, us together. I guarantee every one of you are so dynamic. This few minutes we spent to each other, but I mean, each one of you could probably, have you're a rock star in your own way. I know that. I could, a few minutes we spend. I got to tell you, Sean, I have to figure out a way to hang with everybody who's on our shows on a deeper level. I am going to submerge myself with every person that comes on these shows. And my time, I talk to people every 15 to 30 minutes throughout the whole day. My private equity fund, crazy. And, I'm going to I'm committed to submerging myself with every person on this. Wow. And I want to tell you, Sean, thank you, brother. I really love you and I appreciate everything you do. And if you people get a chance, reach in deep and try to connect with Sean, because he will take your thinking and your heart to another level.
Oh, thank you, Ammo. And anybody has the privilege talking to Ammo, do it, connect with each other. Ammo's mastery, incredible. And that's why he built such a beautiful, rapid, integrous, and masterful relationship. Thank you, Ammo. For everyone here. Yeah, thank you. Apologize for the going overtime, but so many incredible people here today. As a gift, we have our group influence book. I assure you, it doesn't exist. We didn't need another book on influence, except we did, and this is it, and it's yours. Second, we'll have a follow-up. If you want more, this is an incredible place for more. I have tons of resources for you, and want to serve you with them. Definitely connect up with each other. And I end every show by saying this. I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain as to the possibilities for acceleration. Those possibilities so often sit right in front of us. But unfortunately, with those possibilities sitting right in front of us, at some level, we are all blind and just learning to see. So, Ammo, thank you, everybody. God bless. Happy Fun Friday. We will see you soon. Great job.
Thank you, people. Arigato. Thank you.